Now we're told then that at P, x equals pi upon 6 on this curve C here, and we're asked to find the value of y. So all we've got to do then is just substitute x equals pi upon 6 into this equation. So we'll start off by just saying then when x equals pi upon 6, substitute it into this equation, and we therefore have the cosine of 2 times x, 2 times pi upon 6, plus the cosine of 3y equals 1. So we can make cos 3y the subject here, so therefore cos 3y equals 1, and if we just subtract this term from both sides, now we could tidy this term up at this stage because 2 cancels into the 6, giving 3, and so we've got the cosine of pi upon 3. So what we can do is subtract cos of pi upon 3 from both sides, and we have 1 minus cos pi upon 3. Cosine of pi upon 3 in degrees mode, that is 60 degrees. Cosine of 60 degrees is a half, and 1 minus half obviously is going to be a half. So therefore what we've got is the cosine of 3y equals a half. So if we inverse cos both sides, we've got 3y equals the inverse cos of a half, and when we inverse cos a half, there's going to be a lot of answers, in theory anyway. The inverse cos a half, if you did it on your calculator, if you're in degrees mode, is 60 degrees, but we've got to work in radians, so the exact value would be pi over 3. Now I can pick pi over 3, and you've got to be careful here because maybe this value is out of range, because remember that y has got to lie between 0 and pi upon 6, so we've got to be careful with this value. Let me just show you what I mean. We've got that y's got to lie between 0 and pi upon 6. Now we want 3y, so therefore if we times each of these intervals by 3, 0 times 3 is still 0, then we get 3y, and if we times pi upon 6 by 3, we get 3 pi over 6, or pi over 2. So 3y can be any angle between 0 and pi upon 2 radians. So that's why we're okay with pi over 3. Now all I need to do is just simply divide by 3 to get what y is. So therefore, if we divide by 3, we end up with y equaling pi over 9. Okay, well that brings us to the end of this part then of the question.